Hello, A Day with Caleb. We are back. Today we are looking at carded figures. Now, this won't be a complete collection of my carded action figures. We've done some recently. I got some X-Men toys from Pam from the Video Game Movie Dome. We showed off the Warriors of Virtue, the complete run, all 16. That was its own video. We've done a few carded ones, but these are ones I've pulled that I don't think we've showed, maybe with the exception of the ants, but that was a McKay's pickup, I'm pretty sure. But otherwise, I think these are ones we have not seen before in a video. So some people comment that we need to see some more action figures carded. So that is the purpose of today's video. The fan is going above me. You might see the little lights, the shadow there, but hopefully that's not too much of an issue here. But let's dive in and show not all, but some pretty neat carded figures and a complete ants collection. Another fact I want to mention, I don't keep it in this tote. That was just a means to get it down from the attic. But let's dive right in. We'll start with the ants one. We have Weaver, and you can see on the back there I have all 4 of the ants toys. I wonder why they only made 4. And then I didn't notice this before, but each one has like plaques, like different sayings. So that is cool. Weaver, of course, voiced by Sylvester Stallone. Then we have Z and his map. There it goes. Gotta get it in his holder. He's got like a map. And I believe I still have Weaver loose. I got him years ago when the movie came out. Then Princess Bala with a little hat. And each one has a plaque. I've never noticed that before, that you can put on their little stand. Then Colonel Cutter, second command. So oh, yeah, okay. We got one more. I was thinking there was 4, but there's 5. Because what ants collection wouldn't be complete without General Mandible. So that is awesome. With his little helmet there. And he's got a little flag behind him. None of the rest have a flag. And I just noticed Cutter had the sickest helmet I've seen, and like a little spear. So, Mega Tunneling Opening Day. So, kind of giving away the end of the movie there, DreamWorks. Let's see, and we'll get to some gargoyles with Elisa Maza with Rocket Wing Jetpack. Now this would be an interesting line to complete. Look how many toys there are in this main Gargoyles line. Then there were spin-off lines, of course. I wouldn't mind getting a Brooklyn or a Bronx. That would be cool. And of course Goliath. Hudson, I really enjoyed his character in this. I like all of them, of course. Probably Brooklyn would probably, or Lexington. Brooklyn or Lexington would probably be my favorite in the series. Then we got this one, I believe, at the Lakeland Antique Mall. So you've seen this one before too, but it is cool to show off. Mission Impossible, I did have this toy growing up. Probably have it loose somewhere in a tote or something. But he had 3 figures. The fireman, then this one's like, he has a suitcase. Then this one, he has a different disguise. They don't really give a lot of description. These were probably hastily put out and manufactured, because that does not really look like Ethan Hunt, but the mask is cool. You can actually pull it over the head, and it's not a very good disguise, but it was cool back in the day as kids to do that. So then we'll talk about JLA. Now this one, I am trying to get a complete set of the JLA figures. I do have a lot of them loose I got at KB Toys, and I would cut off the back here, these things, and you would put those in the JLA stand and then have the figure. So he would have this behind him. One of the issues that are origin issues maybe that he's in, well, it shows it right there. But Martian Manhunter I have. He was in the Snyder Cut, which was cool to see. But trying to go for close, if not the complete set of these. I have a long way to go on these. I think I have 1 or 2 more carded. I could be wrong. Then we have Legends of Batman, and these were cool because they came with trading cards, and of course the Riddler here with his little gun action. Now this was a thorough set as well. Look how many figures. And this wasn't even the only Legends of Batman run, because they had the Pirates one. This one has kind of a pirate one. I still have Viking Batman. That's one of the coolest Batman to me. So we have that figure. Then Mask of Phantasm, Batman the animated movie with Phantasm. Now this is a cool figure and a very underrated Batman movie. And Spider-Man the animated series, Kraven the Hunter. I guess they're still doing that movie. Haven't heard much about it recently since it's Morbin time, but I think it's still happening. But love the animated series. This kind of got me swept away as being Spider-Man being my favorite character, and this was around. Later on, we would go to Islands of Adventure, ride Spider-Man the Ride. Still one of my favorite rides ever, and holds up way better than, or from what I hear from the Disney Spider-Man attraction. And that opened on our birthday in 2000, May 28th, or was it 99? I think it was 99. So pretty cool to have one of the toys from my childhood and from my favorite character. And this is Bishop, the Uncanny X-Men series. So that's a cool one to have. These characters, some obscure references there. Some of them, obviously Cable is a main guy, but then you have like Grizzly, Kane, Cruel, Shatterstar, Deadpool, Forearm, Warpath. Maybe more people know Warpath. Gideon, that's a cool one. So some neat ones here. And like I said, I got the bigger like 10-inch, 12-inch figures from Pamela recently. I need to complete that. 2 were complete sets, and 2 I think were missing 1 or 2 figures. So I'm going to have to complete that at some point. And Batman the Animated Series, love this as well. This got me into DC because I used to be Marvel all the way until this, along with the Tim Burton Batman movie, kind of got me into liking DC. And the Adventures of Batman and Robin, one of the last seasons of Batman, the animated series, they switched it up. I think in season 5 it became the Adventures of Batman and Robin. Then the last season was kind of a hybrid of that, and I think they tried Superman Batman at the very end. But this was $4.46 at Walmart at one point. That would have been a good deal. And some Disney here with Baloo. That's a cool figure to have. Didn't have a lot of Disney like full figures. We would get the like Burger King, McDonald's little toys. So that's cool to have a carded figure. Hopefully that stays. Then the Shadow. Who used to listen to the Shadow serials? I used to have the cassette tapes. That's dating me a little bit. Hopefully most of you know what cassette tapes are. But it's cool to have the Shadow, because I used to have my Walkman and put in a Shadow tape. The Shadow knows. And the Alec Baldwin movie, what came out around that time. I have the Shadow car from the movie up in the attic. And Batman Beyond, a very, very good successor to the animated series, was Batman Beyond. And one of the coolest theme songs out there. There's been rumors for years about a Batman Beyond movie, which would be cool to see on the big screen. Not sure if it ever happened, but that would be cool. Psylocke, who was it Apocalypse? Yeah, because she's one of the horsemen of the Apocalypse. Psylocke. Wasn't too thrilled with that movie, but from what I remember, Psylocke, although a small role, was pretty memorable from what I remember. I could be totally wrong about that. Then we have another Uncanny X-Men. So we got a couple of those. Who do we have? Bishop, and now we have 5th edition Wolverine. Oh, this was a KB Toys exclusive. So that's That's neat. And then we end it with this bad boy, Charles Xavier, Patrick Stewart as Professor X. And these were cool to have. The packaging on these are very unique, very cool, and the toys themselves were very unique. Most of them. Some, like the one with the cop that falls apart, that one was extremely hard to get back together with all his limbs together where he would stand up. I think mine at some point broke, so he's just kind of laying there apart. But some were very engineering wise, were very technical. You would plug or kind of push Professor X in the back of his wheelchair, and he would kind of lock into this mechanism where his chair would roll on its own. So that is very cool. You can see it there. Then the artwork and stuff is cool. They give all the toys. Now this I don't have a complete set of either. I did get a couple recently, so I have 2 or 3 carded now. But that would be a fun one to collect for. Since X-Men, people think that was the first like breakout Marvel movie, but it was actually Blade, which saw some the most success at that point that a Marvel property had because before that it was like the TV movies of like Captain America. They did a really good movie, which not a lot of people talk about, and the effects and makeup on that was on point. You had the Incredible Hulk TV show, the Spider-Man Nicholas Hammond TV show, but they didn't really have mainstream like movie theatrical success in Blade. But Spider-Man and of course X-Men kind of launched it into the stratosphere, and now it's become a mega conglomeration because of those foundational films. But that was all the carded figures we had to show today. If a lot of people like this, we might do a complete carded collection showing off every carded figure, and then maybe we could do a complete loose one. That would take a long time because I have bags and bags of loose figures. We used to go to Goodwill and they would have these gigantic bags of like Disney toys, superhero toys, like for $2 or $3 for these big bags. So I have tons of loose figures. That would be a couple parts video, probably 4 or 5, I would imagine. Anyway, like, subscribe, share with the action figure person. Comment down below your favorite action figure line, our favorite show based, what these toys are based on. Anyway, have a good one and keep collecting.